Hello Hodghill. So today we're going to continue with 3D shapes, and today we're going to be able to calculate volume of triangular prisms. The keywords for today are prism, cube, cuboid, triangular prism, volume and surface area. Let's recap some of the important ones you'll need to know for this lesson. Let's go through volume. A volume is an amount of substance that can fill a 3D shape. For example, in the last lesson we went through water. How much water can fit into a glass? That's the volume. Some of you may be wondering what a prism is. A prism is a solid geometric shape or figure where the ends are similar. I'll show you a little bit more on the next slide. Today you're going to need for the lesson a pen, a pencil, ruler, paper and possibly a calculator. Okay, so let's recall what a volume is. So we're going to calculate the amount of substance that can fill into a 3D shape. So today we're going to be focusing primarily on the shape on the right hand side. That is this shape here. This is known as a triangular prism. Triangular prism. So a prism is a solid geometric figure or shape whose sides or ends are similar. So let's have a look here. On the front we have a triangle, and on the back we have the same size triangle on the back. So that is a triangular prism. So today, to work out the volume of a prism, the volume is the area of the cross section times by the length. Some of you may be wondering what a cross section is. A cross section is this area here. It is the ends of the geometric shape. So we're going to find out the area of that cross section and times it by the length of the shape. This length of the shape. Okay, how can we work out the volume of this shape? So let's recall our formula to calculate the volume of a prism. It's area of cross section times by length. Area of cross section times by length. So volume equals to the area of the cross section times by the length. So let's identify our cross section. Like I said, the cross section is the front or the back face of the prism. So this here is our cross section. So cross section area equals, how do we calculate the area of a triangle? The area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So the base here is 8 centimeters and the height is 10 centimeters. So it's 8 times by 10 divided by 2, and that is equals to 40 centimeters squared. Don't forget that the area is measured in units squared. I'm just going to underline our answer for the cross section. And now we need to times that by the length. What is the length of our shape? The length is how long the shape is. That is 60 centimeters. How long the shape is. So I'm just going to take our answer for the cross section, 40 times it by 60, and that gives us 2,400 centimeters cubed. Don't forget, when we're measuring volume, it's units cubed, and our unit here is centimeters. Okay, what I would like you to do is to pause the video and have a go at this question yourself. Once you have completed it, come back to the video and I'll go through the answer. Okay, so again, let's recall our formula for volume. So volume equals area of cross section times by length. Times by length. Okay, so let's identify our cross section. Let's identify our cross section. So our cross section is the end shape here. I'm just going to shade that in. to calculate the area of a cross section, we're going to do base times height divided by 2, because this shape here is a triangle. It's a triangular prism, so we're going to be working with triangles. Yeah. So cross section equals base, the base to be 5 centimeters, the height is 2 centimeters. 5 times 2 divided by 2, and that is equals to 5 centimeters squared. So our cross section is 5 centimeters squared. Okay, now let's work out what the volume is. So volume is going to be the cross section, which is 5 centimeters squared, times by the length. What is the length of our shape? Our length of the shape is this bit here, which is 8 centimeters. So I'm going to times it by 8 centimeters, and that gives us 40 centimeters cubed. Yeah, it's a volume, so it's measured in units cubed. Okay, so now we have a very similar question, but if you have a look, we have slightly different numbers in this question. So the process is still the same to calculate the volume of a triangular prism. However, we do have some decimals involved. So let's recap and write down what our formula for volume is. Volume equals to area of cross section times by length. Okay, so let's identify what our cross section is. So today, don't forget, we're working with volumes of triangular prism. So the cross section is going to be this triangle here. Okay, so this triangle, yeah, that's the area of the cross section. So to work out the area of the triangle, area of cross section is equals to the base times by the height. I'm not going to recap the formula again, but the base times by the height, which is the base is 4 and the height's 5.5. So 4 times 5.5 divided by 2, and that should give us 11 centimeters squared. 11 centimeters squared. So now we've worked out the area of the cross section to be 11 centimeters squared. So now let's work out or identify what else we need to know. We do need to know the length. The length is how long the object is, yeah? And that would be 2.5 millimeters. So I'm just going to underline here or put a box around the length, which is 2.5. So now we have all our information to calculate the volume of a triangular prism. So the volume is equals to 11 times 2.5. Yeah, 11 times 2.5. If we multiply that, we get 27.5 centimeters cubed. Okay, what I would like you to now do is to pause the video and have a look, and if you can spot any mistakes that I've made on this board. Okay, the mistake that I have made is that I've got the measurement of units incorrect. We are not measuring in centimeters, we are measuring in millimeters. So I'm just going to rub these out. We are measuring in millimeters and millimeters cubed, because the units that we have on the left hand side is millimeters here, millimeters there, millimeters there. So our answers must be in millimeters. Okay, so what I would like you to now do is to pause the video and have a go at calculating the volume of this triangular prism by yourself. You may need to use a calculator for this. Once you have finished and got your answer, please resume the video and I'll go through the answer myself. Okay, welcome back. So let's start off by first identifying what the cross section is. The cross section on a triangular prism is this triangle here. I'm just going to shade it in. So that is the cross section. So I'm just going to write on the right hand side, area of cross section equals, and let's do my working out, is base times height, where the base is 2.5 and the height is 5 millimeters. So 2.5 times it by 5, all divided by 2. 2.5 times it by 5 divided by 2, and that should give us 6.25 millimeters squared. So the volume of this triangular prism is 6.25 times it by the length, where the length is this bit here, which is 3.5 millimeters. 3.5 millimeters. So if we use a calculator and put in 6.25 times 3.5, we get a volume of 21.875 millimeters cubed. What I'd like you to do in situations like this is to round to 2 decimal places. So let's round this to 2 decimal places. I'm just going to put my line here, so we know that we're rounding to 2p, and we get 21.88 millimeters cubed. And that is our final answer for this one. Okay, we've now come on to the main task. I would like you to start on the red section and calculate the volume for each of these triangular prisms. Then once you have completed those, I'd like you to move on to the green section, where you would be needing a calculator to calculate the volume of these 3D triangular prisms. If you have any questions, please message a member of staff on ClassCharts. Good luck.